people have different flags, shirts, and are sharing their thoughts on what Kyle Busch meant to them. Jessie Pierre is actually outside Charlotte Motor Speedway right now, and she's joining us live. Jessie, I'm sure you've been hearing from a lot of people about what Kyle Busch has meant to them.
I absolutely have. I've been speaking to fans throughout the day, and I'm actually on merchandise row where a lot of trailers are open right now, but this one for Kyle Busch and his team is closed today. Folks have been stopping by, taking a photo of the trailer, taking photos and reflecting on this tragic loss. You know, this is a tough day for the NASCAR community and Kyle Busch fans. To many of them, there was no one better than Kyle Busch. He is a legend and decorated NASCAR racer. And they tell me Rowdy, who got that nickname for his aggressive driving style, competitiveness, and fiery spirit, will live on in their hearts forever.
All right, thank you, Jessie. And like she said, there's just so many people who are just lining up and, you know, wanting to take a little moment to remember number 8 and seeing all the memorabilia and seeing all these little memories that are going to be scattered all across the track throughout the weekend. This is just the start. It's just Friday. Yeah. Of course, Kyle Busch is someone who would be racing on this truck race day. But of course, the 600 being the big one in the NASCAR Cup Series, we are sure that this place will be filled in support and in remembrance of him as well.
Yeah, you know, 3 places, Danielle, I thought of where people may gather last night upon hearing this sudden news. People just want to go somewhere
gather,
to pay their respects and gather. The NASCAR Hall of Fame, we found some folks there. Charlotte Motor Speedway, there were some people here last night. Richard Childress Racing up in Welcome, North Carolina, outside Winston-Salem. It's a long, winding way for many to get there, but many immediately found themselves there last night, laying flowers, pictures, other items of remembrance of Kyle Busch, sharing their thoughts and emotions, and they were still doing that this morning. Take a look.
So we woke up actually at 4 in the morning to come out here. I had work yesterday, so it was a tough drive, but kind of, you know, paying respect to one of the greats. Like, I knew that if I didn't come out here, I'd regret it, and this is one of those things you can only do it when it happens. Watching the sport for 15 years, I'm only 20. I've been watching it like my whole life, but I've seen the change he's made. And I don't know where we'd be at without him. I grew up in a family that was very anti-Kyle Busch. Yeah, it was something, you know, my grandma taught me, and I kind of carried it on. As time grew, I kind of developed my own, I guess, sense of morals. You know, I kind of realized, like, hey, this guy's actually a net positive for the sport, you know? It's just not something that you think could happen until it happens, kind of like Dale Earnhardt. But that's kind of why I came out here, was just to, you know, say thanks for helping me grow.
I'd say his legacy is one of the greatest racers in NASCAR history. A great personality on and off the track. Personalities have always made NASCAR what it is.
There wasn't a more passionate racer. There wasn't a guy who could get more out of bad equipment. And, you know, he just really meant a lot to a whole generation of younger fans.
My husband's a big superstar, Kyle Busch. He's been a fan for him since he was a little kid. So Kyle Busch was the first driver that I really got into. I'm a very aggressive, confident kind of person, and so I really attached to Kyle Busch on that aspect because he did exactly that.
Yeah, a lot of emotions at Richard Childress Racing, and we are just hearing some from some fans outside Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is Speed Street. This is normally a joyous day outside the Speedway, and I think people are still looking forward to the racing and coming together that way, but also remembering Kyle Busch. Let's hear from some fans we just heard from outside.
It's an honor to have been able to witness such an amazing racer over the years, an amazing father to his kids. I mean, you know, he did any and everything he could for them, and you know, it was just amazing to watch him over the years.
Favorite moment, watched him win in person in 2017 at Pocono, and it was in the truck race. He did a burnout after he won, and he actually lit the track on fire from the burnout.
I am honored to wear this and this, and I really am. He will be missed so much.
I'll tell you, Danielle, I keep coming back to the parallels with Dale Earnhardt's death through the Richard Childress Racing family. Now Kyle Busch's number 8 has been suspended. It is reserved now for his son Brexton, as the number 3 was reserved ultimately for Austin Dillon at RCR. And some of the emotion that you're hearing, I was just digging through some of that sound from 25 years ago in February to put a quarter-century look back on Dale Earnhardt's death. It was very eerie, the parallels we're seeing this week.
It is, especially for two people who were both so instrumental to the sport as well. Of course, the loss of anyone is tragic, but someone who is also, you know, at the top of their game, still competing regularly and also making such an impact on the fans and the sport at large. It's hard to just stack up exactly the impact that he has made, and like you mentioned, of course, Dale Earnhardt as well too.
All right, we are going to have much more from Charlotte Motor Speedway, remembering Kyle Busch and looking ahead to the 67th running of the Coca-Cola 600. We're going to hear from Doug Rice, legendary NASCAR broadcaster and good friend of Kyle Busch, coming up.